For this video, we are going to be learning how to convert fractions, decimals, and percentages. So I'm going to be focusing on these two rows of the table, and I will leave the bottom parts of this table for you to practice what we learn. So to start off with, we are going to convert the fraction to fifths into a decimal. So the first step is we're going to have to divide the numerator by the denominator. So 5 divided by 2. Now, looking at this problem, we can see that obviously 5 does not go into 2. So we need to extend our division problem by adding a decimal point and a 0. And the decimal place just follows straight up onto the top straight away. Now the question becomes, how many whole groups of 5 go into 20? Using our multiplication knowledge, we know that 4 times 5 is 20. So we put the 4 above. Then 4 times 5 is 20. Minus that from each other, and we end up with 0. This tells us that we can stop. So the final answer to 2 fifths as a decimal is 0.4. Now we can add in the percent to our table, and now we will convert this decimal 0.4 into a percentage. So for percentages, we have to multiply by 100. So 0.4 times 100 means that we can just move the decimal place twice to the right. So looking to the right, we can go 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, and add a 0. So looking at this, we can see that we get 40%. So 0.4 as a percentage is 40%. And we can put that up to the top of our table. Let's move now to the second row, and we can see that we have the decimal 0.8. So let's first try and change that into a percent or a percentage. So fun fact, the word percent actually means per 100, but we can think of it just as out of 100. So like we did in the previous question, we know that we have to do 0.8 times 100 to get it to a percentage. And that means just moving the decimal place to the right. So we can see that 0.8, equals 80%. And we can add that into our table. The final step for today's lesson is converting a decimal into a fraction. So the first thing we have to ask ourselves or to think about is, where does the decimal end? So what does that mean? If we have a look at 0.8, we know that the 8 is in the tens column. Alright, so the tens column becomes the denominator. So our fraction will be over 10. Then to make our table complete, obviously, because I forgot before, we can put our fraction 8 over 10. Now, have a go with the rest of the table, and obviously refer back to everything we have learnt.